evening, dear viewers, and welcome to the 6 p.m. news. We begin right away with our major stories. Unidentified gunmen in the northwest region of the country have burnt to ashes the residents of the mayor of Wum. The unfortunate incident occurred Sunday night, breaking this Monday morning. We will be having details of this unfortunate incident in this newscast. World Heritage experts from Central Africa are attending a forum here in Yaoundé at the Yaoundé Conference Center. Objective is to work together in developing World Heritage sites across Africa and the globe. Results of Day 1 matches of the MTN Elite 1 Championship that kicked off in Douala over the weekend are available. We'll be presenting to you the program in this newscast. Thanks and developments in a moment. We begin right away by moving over straight to the northwest region of the country, where the residents of the mayor of Wum was set ablaze by unidentified gunmen. The unfortunate incident occurred yesterday evening, breaking this Monday morning. Let's move on to meet neighbor Jerome, and northwest regional correspondent, in this report.
It was a long night for the inhabitants of Wum, Menchum Division, as they battled to prevent fire from ravaging the entire premises of Mayor Ndingambom Anthony Mve. The devastating incident happened at about 8:30 p.m. Sunday, October 16, 2022, when the 5 yet-to-be-identified gunmen stormed the mayor's residence and surrendered all the occupants before setting the house ablaze. Investigation has been opened by the Defense and Security Forces to track down the perpetrators of the act. Mayor Ndingambom Anthony is one of the few mayors who has stood up tall, making sure that his municipality develops despite the challenging times.
Quite unfortunate day. We will be bringing you updates in a subsequent newscast. Let's now move over to the littoral region of the country, precisely in Konsamba Mongo Division, where inhabitants are in search of domestic gas, a situation that has been going on for some days now. Many have resorted to the use of firewood and sawdust. We have details in this report. Empty gas bottles stock in most stores in Konsamba, Mongo Division of Cameroon, cooking difficult as many travel long distances in search of domestic gas.
In the whole of Kongsamba, there is no domestic gas. I don't know what to do. I arrived town yesterday, there was no gas, and so when I came back, I was obliged to use the sawdust pot.
We do not have gas. Families suffer a lot as they move around in search of gas.
These products of different mines are becoming very scarce in selling points. The usual method in cooking is the only option, as moving around with empty gas bottles is becoming fruitless, thus penalizing activities during the school period.
My son was late in school today because I couldn't prepare his breakfast on time due to no gas. Things are not moving on well because when we wake up in the morning to prepare breakfast for the kids, gas facilitates, whereas with the sawdust pot, it is slower.
For a while now, the situation keeps aggravating in Kongsamba. Consumers cry out to competent authorities to find lasting solutions while waiting for the supply of domestic gas for the satisfaction of the population. Traditional methods of cooking remains the best option. Inhabitants of Papa Biko, that is Nyom, a neighborhood in Yaoundé 1, are decrying the inclined nature of the road. A reporter, Afu Gislaine, visited that site and says the population are complaining that that road has been causing a lot of accidents. Her report.
fear of an accident happening at any moment on this stretch of road is the reality which inhabitants of the Nyam Quarter, precisely the Papa Bikon neighborhood, at the Yaoundé 1 municipality have to live every day, used not just by transport of personal vehicles, but also heavy-duty trucks. The use of this inclined stretch of road is a scare to most inhabitants.
Our road here, which is only inclined but very small, vehicles pass here blindly, and at times circulation is very difficult since the road is very small, and the students or pupils who pass here find difficulties because the road is always occupied, and if they don't pay attention, there are high risks of accidents. Those who drive downwards have difficulties in seeing the approaching vehicles, which causes collisions and a lot of accidents.
Being the cause of most accidents, a call is being put out to government for amelioration works to be carried out on this stretch.
We experience a lot of accidents which happen here, and so we are calling on the government to carry out works on this stretch of road so that it can ease circulation for both vehicles and passers-by.
Though continually used by passerbys, the inhabitants of this area are called upon to maintain caution in order to avoid life-threatening dangers.
A 3-day forum opens this day at the Yaoundé Conference Center with experts on the World Heritage. They have come together to see how to share ideas on how to improve and develop World Heritage sites in Africa and the globe. Details with Ghislaine Afon.
Inscribed into the UNESCO Natural World Heritage List site in 1987, the Anglophone Reserve in the south region of Cameroon is one of the acknowledged sites which portrays Cameroon's rich culture to the world. Considered Africa in miniature, the government of Cameroon strives to increase this list. The Forum for World Heritage Experts, which opens this Monday, 17th October, is an avenue to discuss the country's cultural heritage with strategies to develop it.
What will come out from this regional forum of experts, to discuss the future of World Heritage will serve us to really propose some concrete actions by the end of the year. We still have 3 countries in Central Africa who do not have a site on the World Heritage List, which means that we have to put our effort in capacity building. Capacity building is the really important thing, not only capacity building of experts, but also in reinforcing institutional capacities of all the countries' institutions to be able for them, to put in place all the necessary policies that will enable the protection of World Heritage sites and the inscription of World Heritage in the future to come.
The efforts of the government in organizing the 50th anniversary of the World Heritage Convention has also been acknowledged.
We already started in certain regions, and now this is the first celebration for Africa. That's the reason why this celebration is so important, and Cameroon has taken the leadership to welcome everyone, to put together, to look at the achievement, to look at the challenges, and to set some key directions for the future.
As experts from the Central African countries gather for this 3-day forum, works are expected to be centered on ameliorating the efficiency in the preservation of cultural heritages across the globe.
We now talk sports right away, presenting the results of the Elite One Championship that kicked off in Douala over the weekend. According to results in Pool A, Colombe beats Aigle 3-0. UMA's losses to Stade Arena by 1-2. Edinsport beats Avion 2-1, and Canon and Jico draws a 0-0 tie. Cotton Sport and it is on a pause with Renaissance. Moving over to Pool B, Les Astres and Union we ended the match on a 1-1 tie. Yafoot losses to Fauve Azul by 1-2. Bambotus beats Yosa 2-1. Fauve draws a match with AS Fortuna 1-1 tie, and Dragon draws a 1-1 with Gazelle. We now take you out of the country where following attacks and bombing in northern west of Tigray, the African Union mounts pressure on peace talks and for a lasting solutions with rebels. We have these and other stories in this report.
Violence in the town of Crise, northwest of Tigray, keeps undergoing attacks and bombings from rebels for some days now. The African Union chairperson, Faki Mahamat, disturbed as casualties keep increasing, has called on the truce, peace talks with rebels towards a ceasefire. The United Nations Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, expressed concerns about the situation and adds his point of view and opinion towards an immediate and unconditional ceasefire. In response, the Tigray People's Liberation Front rebels said they are ready to respect such a pause in the fighting. 34-year-old Ibrahim Traoré has been named transitional president of Burkina Faso. This comes after about 300 delegates named Traoré interim president last Friday until upcoming elections in July 2024. The native of Burkina Faso, now termed world's youngest leader, is an ascent that has stroked hopes but also fears for a poor and chronically troubled country after ousting Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henry Santiago Damiba, who had seized power just in January. Few days after the coup on September 30th, Traoré is now declared president and guarantor of national independence, territorial integrity and continuity of a state, as his portraits are all over the capital of Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou. In London, animal rebellion protesters pour milk over the floors of several high street supermarkets and high-end retail outlets such as Piccadilly's Fortune and Mason department stores. According to protesters, the spilling of milk is a way to demand the government's support to farming and fishing communities in a transition towards a plant-based food system to solve climate change. The activists made it clear it is just the beginning and are calling on others to do same.
Dear viewers, that was the package we had for you this day. We begin right away with a recap on our major stories. The residents of the mayor of Wom Council, that is in the northwest region of the country, has been set ablaze by unidentified gunmen. The unfortunate incident occurred Sunday night, that was yesterday breaking this Monday morning. Investigations are ongoing to track down those responsible. A three-day forum opens this day at the Yaoundé Conference Hub Center with experts on World Heritage. The 3 days will see experts contribute on how to promote and develop World Heritage sites in Africa and the world at large. And the program or final results of the Elite One Championship that took place over the weekend have finally been made published. Thanks for watching. We'll take another rendezvous tomorrow when it's exactly 6 p.m. Good night.